So this evening, state finalists have gathered to compete for the title of state champion and the chance to represent the state of Maine at the National Poetry Out Loud Championship in Washington, D.C. on April 27th through 29th. Each of these students has competed in the classroom, school-wide, and regional competitions in order to secure their place here at the state finals competition. No small feat, as we've heard. Tonight there will be 3 rounds of poetry. The order of recitation was determined randomly prior to the competition. Each round will consist of 1 poem per contestant, and students will be evaluated by our judges based on physical presence, voice and articulation, appropriateness of dramatization, level of difficulty, evidence of understanding, overall performance, and accuracy. Cumulative scores from all 3 rounds will determine the state champion and runner-up. First up is Ian Hawks, Gorham High School.
Israfel by Edgar Allan Poe. And the angel Israfel, whose heartstrings are a lute, and who has the sweetest voice of all God's creatures. Koran. In heaven, a spirit doth dwell, whose heartstrings are a lute. None sing so wildly well as the angel Israfel, and the giddy stars, so legends tell, ceasing their hymns, attend the spell of his voice, all mute. Tottering above in her highest noon, the enamored moon blushes with love, while to listen, the red levin with the rapid Pleiads even, which were 7, pauses in heaven. And they say, the starry choir and the other listening things, that Israfeli's fire is owing to that lyre by which he sits and sings, the trembling living wire of those unusual things. But the skies that angel trod, where deep thoughts are a duty, where love's a grown-up God, and the houri glances are imbued with all the beauty which we worship in a star. Therefore, thou art not wrong, Israfeli, who despisest an unimpassioned song. To thee the laurels belong, best bard, because the wisest. Merrily live, and long, the ecstasies above with thy burning measures suit. Thy grief, thy joy, thy hate, thy love, with the fervor of thy lute, well may the stars be mute. Yes, heaven is thine. But this is a world of sweets and sours. Our flowers are merely flowers. And the shadow of thy perfect bliss is the sunshine of ours. If I could dwell where Israfel hath dwelt, and he where I, he might not sing so wildly well a mortal melody, while a bolder note than this might swell from my lyre within the sky.
Crystal Farrington, Lake Region High School.
These Poems, She Said, by Robert Bringhurst. These poems, these poems, these poems, she said, are poems with no love in them. These are the poems of a man who would leave his wife and child because they made noise in his study. These are the poems of a man who would murder his mother to claim the inheritance. These are the poems of a man like Plato, she said, meaning something I did not comprehend, but which nevertheless offended me. These are the poems of a man who would rather sleep with himself than with women, she said. These are the poems of a man with eyes like a draw knife, with hands like a pickpocket's hands, woven of water and logic and hunger, with no strand of love in them. These poems are as heartless as birdsong, as unmeant as elm leaves, which if they love, love only the wide blue sky and the air and the idea of elm leaves. Self-love is an ending, she said, and not a beginning. Love means love of the things sung, not of the song or the singing. These poems, she said, you are, he said, beautiful. That is not love, she said rightly.